Hi guys, it is Fights here with yet another video, and today we're going to be discussing a fighter that Canelo is scared to fight. David, the Mexican monster Benavidez. Yes, you heard that right. The fighter that Canelo is scared to fight, or at least I believe he's scared to fight. What can't be said about this guy? He can do it all. He can jab from the outside, he can outbox you, he can cut off the ring and destroy you on the inside. Benavidez, from outboxing somebody to a vicious body assault, Benavidez can do it all. Unlike the other fighters I've done fighter breakdowns on, Benavidez had a very short amateur career, instead getting most of his experience from sparring. Benavidez had some obstacles he had to overcome as a little kid. He had weight problems, he had a myriad of other health issues, ballooning to up to 240 pounds at the ripe old age of 13. He was a very big kid. He eventually got his weight back down and looks in tremendous shape. He's a 3-time WBC champion, being 3-0 in world title fights with 1 knockout, winning the title against Ronald Gavril, defending it against Ronald Gavril, losing it, and then eventually getting it back against Anthony Dirrell. Now, time for the style. Benavidez has what many would describe as bad footwork, but I don't necessarily agree with that. He has very slow and plodding but effective footwork. What do I mean by this? He's very effective at cutting off the ring and stalking his prey. He cuts angles, makes sure that you can't escape, cuts off exits, and lights you up when it comes to 50-50 exchanges. Basically, exchanges that make each fighter equally as dominant. Benavidez has very good physical controls. Posting the head, peeling the guard, using stiff arms to give himself more space, and many other maneuvers to control somebody on the inside. He has very good physicality on the inside. His lead hand control is superb, as shown with Anthony Dirrell, by controlling Anthony Dirrell's jab hand and landing his own vicious left hook to the body and head of Anthony Dirrell. Another thing I hear people say is that Benavidez has crappy defense and he can't defend punches very well. I disagree with this. He has an elite active high guard. He will block punches, parry punches, and use a pseudo Philly shell to defend punches, and as shown more recently, can move his head off the center line. Via head movement, he can also feint his right hand very well, feinting it to the body or to the head. And what's a good Mexican fighter without having a vicious body assault? He has one of the best body assaults in boxing, gradually withering his opponent and taking away their footwork / legs so they can't use their bicycle, softening up his prey, making it even easier to stalk. Benavidez's style is, however, not perfect. One thing I noticed is that he's back foot forward too much and squares up his stance too much. This has led to him getting knocked down by a simple jab and being made to look very silly, because jab's probably the softest punch in boxing. He'll often break his base and back out in linear lines. He will often square up his stance a lot, and like I mentioned before, it will lead to knockdowns. Another thing is he could defend against the jab better. He seems to only use parries and blocks, which is fine, but you have to slip the punch as well to make yourself unpredictable. Lastly, when throwing the trailing cross, he often completely lifts up his back leg and breaks his base, another way he could possibly be hurt. Also, another pro is that he has a very, very good jab. Despite all his faults, I believe the pros far outweigh the cons, as in recent fights, Benavidez has shown not only the ability to adjust, but to correct his mistakes, such as moving his head off the center line. I believe he has a very real shot at beating Canelo via his jab and superior physical controls. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. This is Fight Size signing out.